Hello everyone, I am Kedar Purani. On behalf of Opine Group, I welcome you all to this presentation on data visualization using Power BI. Now, before we get into the discussion, I would like you to have a look at some of the presentations, some of the dashboards that we have created using Power BI. Once you see this, we will go further and have more detailed discussions about the codes and everything. Take a look at some of these visualizations. They look well formatted, well presented, look very professional, and you can see the graphical representation gives a lot of intuitive data about what is happening in the organization as far as the sales goes. Now, if you like what you saw and if you would like to learn how you can do this and how you can help your management create the actionable reports, then you have come at the right place. Again, this is the presentation about our course, data visualization using Power BI. Now, what is data visualization? Let me just spend a minute on that. Companies have a lot of data and they want to use this data to take decisions. We typically call this as the data-driven decision-making process. So when you are doing this, you need to create a lot of visualizations which are graphical in nature, because as the old adage goes, the picture speaks 1,000 words. Rather than churning out the data which is lots and lots of pages, if you just summarize it, you just put it in a concise manner on the screen in the graphical mode, it makes it very easy for the user of that particular report to interpret what is being shown in front of you. It's very easy to understand and compare the values when it is presented in the graphical mode than on the pages or in the tabular mode on your screen. And that is something that Power BI allows you to do. Now, why you should learn Power BI? Most of you are either doing your final year engineering or MBA or have just completed your graduation and then you are looking for an edge in the job market. How can you be different than any other candidate who is also seeking the same job as you are? So that is where, if you learn the Power BI, if you want to have a career that is not a typical IT career, you are looking at the career opportunities where you work with the data. You don't want to create the programs, you don't want to work on the databases, but you want to work with the management, work on the wealth of data that organizations have, and help the management, help the organization to take the decisions by creating the actionable report. The report that will help them take decisions. The report that will push them to take actions. That is what you want to do. Then this particular course is for you. You do not want to be a programmer. You don't want to be a technology person. But at the same time, you want to leverage various different IT tools to your advantage, and then provide the reports to your management in the most accurate and the most efficient method. Then you should be learning Power BI. So if you join our course, what exactly you are going to learn? You are obviously going to learn the basic Power BI tool, which is Power BI Desktop. Now that is the tool where you do all your visualization, all the development, and that is something that then goes into your dashboards onto your servers. You will learn how to understand the data. It's very important that you know your data before you start presenting it to other people. So there are techniques by which you can understand your data. In IT language or in IT parlance, we call it as data profiling. So what exactly is data profiling? How do you do that? How do you understand the data? How do you understand the problems in the data? How do you understand inadequacies in the data? You need to know all of that so that you will be able to create the meaningful report. So we will be learning that part before we actually get into the visual. You will also learn how to import this data from multiple sources. Now, the reality of any organization is that data is not in one place. Data is always in multiple locations, in multiple places, in multiple formats. Some of the data would be coming through the databases. Some data could be coming through some comma separated value files, which we call as a CSV files. Some data could come from Excel. So you need to be able to combine all this data together in a single tool so that you can generate all the reports going across the functions and comparing different values coming out of different data sets. So you will learn how to connect to multiple data sets, bring that data in and clean it up. Once that is done, then you need to understand that the visualizations are all summarized. The data, for example, if you are talking about the salary record of employees, there are thousands of employees, then you will have thousands of records generated every month. But when we report, we don't show all these 1,000 records per month, that is 12,000 records on your report. We will convert it into a salary for a year. So we convert the 12,000 records into a single record that is called as the summarized data, and that is what you present. So we will be learning how to summarize this data. We will also be learning how to filter the data. For example, you may not want to see the data for all the employees. You want to see the data of employees in a particular grade. You want to see the data of employees in a particular department, or the combination of it. You also would want to add some of the time attributes. What is the salary of this particular department over last 6 months? So that is where the summarization and filtering of the data becomes very, very important. So you will learn how to do this summarization, how to filter the data, what are various techniques that you can use in Power BI desktop. Obviously, Power BI is a data visualization tool. So therefore, you will be obviously learning various different graphs, various different charts. You would have seen the pie charts, the donut charts, the funnel, the column charts and line charts and whatnot. We see all these kinds of charts every day in the newspapers or on various different websites because as we discussed, the picture speaks 1,000 words. So therefore, we want to represent this data into the graphical format, and that's something that we are going to learn as well. And the most important thing is a very powerful feature of Power BI, which is called as DAX, or data analysis expression, which is a computing feature of Power BI. Now, those of you who think that programming is not their forte, then need not worry about it. It's not a programming language. It is a set of functions which, when you apply in a particular manner, gives you certain calculations which were not already present, but you require them to show in your report. So in a very simple manner, you can use these functions and create the calculations which were not already present. It gives a lot of real power to the Power BI when you use the DAX function. Now, why you learn it through Opine? First of all, the Opine course is completely hands-on training. So whatever you learn, you will do. Okay. At the end of the course, you will be able to see that I have worked on Power BI. And believe me, when you appear for the interviews, the interviewer wants to hear that you have worked on certain technology rather than you have learned certain technology. And we conduct the course in such a way that you very confidently could say that we have worked on Power BI reporting tool. The practitioners that work with us, they develop as the trainer. So the trainer that you are going to work with is not somebody who has got the theoretical knowledge of this particular tool, right? Because the data visualization is about creating meaningful report. So therefore, we need somebody who not only knows the tool, but also has applied this tool in the real business scenarios. So all our trainers are practitioners who have used these tools, who have faced various different challenges at the customer side, and they have used these tools and technologies to provide them the answers to them. So they have gone through the thick and thin of implementing these tools at the customer. That makes it very easy for us to relate the concepts and features to the real life. So that when certain feature is taught to you, we can provide you the scenarios of the real life where these particular tools, these particular features become very useful. So our practitioners who have actually used these tools, they will relate all this concept to the real life scenarios, which will make you more ready for the interview, more ready for the job. We call that as a practitioner's approach. You will be ready as a practitioner at the end of this particular course. And obviously there will be lots of assignments to keep on practicing, because it's the only way you can learn and you can remember what you have learned. So there will be a lot of practice sessions, there will be a lot of practice assignments during the course, home assignments, and also after the course is over, we will give you another assignment where you will have to do all those things on your own. Not only that, you can pay for an additional possibility to work with a mentor on multiple data sources and practice all these things again. The basic course is 30 hours. So in these 30 hours, we will be covering up everything that I just explained to you. Our batches are very flexible. If you have your colleges or if you have your classes in the morning, you can do it in the afternoon or evening, or vice versa. If you wish to do it only over the weekend, even that is something that we can arrange for you. Get in touch with us. Our contact details are there in front of you. You can either call us or you can send us email on our email ID, and we will get back to you on any other questions that you have. Now, more important question is what kind of career I will get after I complete this course, right? So obviously you are just fresh graduate. You will be starting at the lowest level in any organization. That's given, right? It's not going to make you manager, but you will be working with the people who are managing the business, and that's something that is an additional advantage of working or doing courses like this. So you will work with the management, you will work on creating reports, you will understand the data, you will analyze the data, you will present that data and also interpret that data for them, which will help your management make the career decision. And that is something that is an advantage for you when you do this particular course and get into the job option. Hope this information was useful to you. As said, you can get in touch with us on given coordinates and you can know more from us. Thank you.